My best regards to all of you. Many thanks to the Schiller Institute and to you. You gave me the opportunity to address my views about what we are facing these days in Greece. I sent you greetings from Athens, where we have a sun-shining day, but our heart, our whole existence is at dark. Allow me to say that every day here in Greece, more than 1,000 people lose their jobs. About 3 to 5 people every day commit suicide because of the economic situation. Unemployment is rising fast at levels of 25, 30%, and the prices cannot cope with their debts and close. Millions of people fall to absolute poverty. Never, never, never in the last 100 years, or even more, excluding periods of wars, had we seen such a disaster. Then a simple question arises. Why really did we enter the Eurozone? But to improve our lives. And why the opposite happened? Why similar conditions, although not so excessive, are facing other Eurozone countries, mainly of the South? The reason that Greece leads the dance to the catastrophe has many excuses, many explanations. One, I have to accept, is due to a bad government of the last 15 years. Not because of the people, but of the government. The Greek people work, allow me to say, according to international statistics, more than other people in European countries. But at the same time, I must accept that labor productivity in the public sector is very low. But there is a deeper problem than this, which is a systematic problem. According to my view, it is the euro, the Eurozone, its loose existence without a strong central management that hits peripheral economies like Greece. More and more strict measures are imposed upon my country, despite the failure of the initial austerity policies taken after the world crisis of 2008-2009. The country is facing an endless depression that creates more depression, leads to huge unemployment, widespread poverty, and kills hopes for development. After the entrance of Greece into the Eurozone in 2002, the economy has gone worse and worse. Nowadays, hopes for a better future seem to fly away. The economy follows a recessionary vortex which leads to further contraction in domestic consumption, reduce the tax base, and extinguish development possibilities. Imported products from economies that compete with us with soft currencies remain very cheap or much cheaper than ours. The main focus of the Greek economy, as it is known, is tourism and agricultural production. This requires labor-intensive production process. Labor costs cannot be compressed, as it is known, below a certain level so that the total production costs will be lower or equal to that of our competitors. To speak in a simple way, a room in a Greek hotel costs perhaps double as a similar room in countries with soft currencies like Turkey, Bulgaria, Romania, Egypt, and more. And not only. Greek olives, oranges, lemons, etc. They fall from their trees and rot because they are very expensive. They are very expensive, and they are supplemented by cheaper imports from faraway Argentina, Morocco, Egypt, etc. Is the economy stupid, as Grispan said? The clever, allow me to say, Dutch, and not only, import agricultural products from outside the Eurozone, they baptize them European and re-export them to the stupid Greeks. The cost of fertilizers produced by oligopoly companies in North Europe cost more than double for Greece, with very bad consequences for production costs. Imported Greek armaments from the West and from Germany in the last 10 years cost about 90 million euros, a sum almost equivalent to our original deficit. Turkey, a candidate for entering the European Union, continues to direct straight threats to Greece and Cyprus, and this obliges us, because this is an international question. Why Greece has a big army? But because we have to support our borders, something that Europe should do. It obliges us to spend to armaments the largest portion of the GNP internationally after the USA. The same country, Turkey, sent us here masses of 200,000 illegal immigrants every year, at the same time that our children flee abroad with tragic consequences for our economic and national existence. According to my view, and of course others, the suit of the euro is tailored to the measure of northern European countries which produce oligopoly products of capital intensive, of high technology and innovation. The cost of these products can be compressed significantly and profit margins can be very high. So, the tough euro permits Germany and other northern allies to accumulate high foreign exchange surpluses and speculate on the also huge differences of spreads. In my university, where is my base, at the University of Piraeus, we explored the impact of the Eurozone in several countries, and we find very impressive findings. What is this? The development course of the so-called gypsies, Greece, Italy, Portugal, Spain, Ireland, kept on well before joining the euro in about 2000, but drops downwards something a little later. The same is more or less true for other eurozone countries, and especially for Cyprus, Slovenia, Slovakia, Estonia, and Belgium. Instead, countries outside the eurozone, such as Britain, Denmark, Sweden, Czech Republic, and Bulgaria, Hungary, Poland, maintain a steady upward growth trend with partial decline with the advent of the crisis of 2008-2009. And moreover, countries outside the European Union, like Norway, Serbia, and even Turkey, withstand the crisis, as of course does Russia and others. Argentina, after disconnecting its currency from the hard dollar, not as hard as the euro, develops impressively. Not to mention, of course, the miracle, the high economic appraise of China, mainly due to the soft one. I try to be realistic. And let us be realistic. Our European friends insist on keeping Greece inside the Eurozone, not because they love us, of course, but because they are afraid of the dangerous domino of the Grexit, the exit of Greece from the Eurozone. Yet, the maintenance of our economy in a state of economic paralysis does not allow recovery hopes. Our poor competitiveness, our shrinking domestic production and consumption at present is leading to a vicious circle of debt defaults and the need for more and more and more and more loans, which create more debts. And over the longer term, this is bad, not only for Greece, but even for our lenders. It is true that an exit from the euro will initially be painful for a country like Greece. But we live very painful hours now within the euro. But these hours within the euro are hours without hope. With the exit from euro, there is a hope in the end. And this is what I'm proposing. As things stand today, it is a clear solution that we need. We need a controlled bankruptcy by cutting about 50% of total debt with a grace period of 2 or 3 years to start repayment of remaining 50% and by extending the repayment period. And above all, exit from the euro, but of course without an exit from the European Union. The Greek people, they are attached to Europe. Don't forget that Greece is the birthplace of Europe. The new drachma may be deflated initially by 50% and then follow a reasonable rate linked with a basket of currencies which will contain the euro, the dollar, and other soft currencies of our competitive countries. Another solution is the creation of a second euro of the peripheral European countries. In any case, the tragic uprising of unemployment, of suicides, the widespread closure of enterprises, the extreme cuts of salaries and pensions, the dismissals of civil servants in the age of 50 and 55, when they may not find a job in the private sector, the push of millions of people towards absolute poverty, other for being unhuman, are obviously uneconomic and politically unacceptable. They lead to a large drop of domestic demand as well as to wide social uprising with tragic economic, political and social consequences. No doubt, I have to stress again, Greek governments did a bad job during the last 15 years. But, as I said, this is not the only reason of our problems. Nowadays, we need to go back to good government managerial practices. No doubt, we need to modernize our public administration, social insurance and health care, combat corruption, impunity, bureaucracy, and reduce tax evasion. As an active development policy, there is also a need to support healthy industrial and manufacturing units and promote strategic sectors of the economy to alternative energy, exploiting oil, gas, and mineral resources, promoting quality and marine tourism, agricultural crops, food industry, fertilizers, defense products, shipbuilding, pharmaceutical, transportation, financial, educational services, of course, new technologies, research and innovation. But for all that, should the country be ruled by a sense of fairness with efficiency, competence and honesty, by the best political human force and not by the wars. And this is a point where our European friends can provide their useful advice and help. Thank you very much.